In this lesson, we're going to look at how we divide decimals, and our approach is going to look at dividing decimals by whole numbers. Then we're going to divide whole numbers by decimals, and then we're going to divide decimals by other decimal numbers. Now let's get started with dividing decimals by whole numbers. What we're going to do is we're going to arrange the divisor and the dividend. So the divisor is going to be the 4 out here, and the dividend is 128.4. So what we're going to do here as we look at this division is we're going to ignore the decimal at this point. We're going to pretend that there's no decimal place here and just go ahead with the regular division. So 4, so we have 12, so that's going to give us 3 times 4. We have 12, we subtract, we bring down an 8 right here. 8 divided by 4, that's going to give us 2. 2 times 4, we have 8, we subtract again, we get a 0, and then we bring down this 4. 4 divided by 4, we get a 1. 1 times 4 is 4. We subtract again, we have left with 0. So now we look at how many decimal places exist in the decimal number. So what we're going to have here is we have just one decimal place right here. So our answer is also going to have one number after the decimal point. So let's look at this one. We're going to arrange as usual. So 14.52. We divide by 8. So 14 divided by 8, we have 1. 1 times 8 is 8. We subtract, we get a 6. Bring down the 5. 65 divided by 8, we have 8. 8 times 8, 64. So we have 1, subtract here, and then we bring down a 2. 12 divided by 8, we should have a 1 here. 1 times 8 is 8, so we subtract, we have a 4. Now 4 divided by 8, not doable, so we put a decimal right here. 1 times, and then we bring a 0 here. 40 divided by 8, we have 5, and then 5 times 8 is 40. So now we ended up with a number up here with a decimal point, but our original number has 2 decimal places, so we're going to go 2 decimal places right here. That's where our decimal would be, and so our answer is going to be 1.815. Another example here, 1368 is a decimal point here. 18, 13 by 18 can happen. 136, that should give us a 7. 7 times 18 is 126. We subtract 108 divided by 18. We have a 6. 6 times 18, 108. We subtract. So we have one decimal place, so we're just going to put the decimal right there. Now we're going to divide whole numbers by decimals. Now here's what that means. We're going to follow the same method we've used earlier. So we're going to have 0.8 and then we have 40. What we want to do is we want to remove the decimal from the divisor. So to remove it, I'm going to move the decimal place 1 unit right here. So that means that because I'm moving it 1 unit right here, I'm going to add a 0 over here. So now we have 400 divided by 8. So 40 divided by 8, we have 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract, we got a 0. Bring down a 0 here. It's going to give us 0. And then we end with the zeros here. So we end up with 40 divided by 0.8 is 50. Let's try this one here. we have 15 as your dividend and then 0.08. So we're going to move the decimal point until we have a whole number. So we have 8, 1, and then we move it right here, 2. So because we moved it 2 units on the divisor, we're just going to add 2 zeros because we have whole numbers. We're going to have 2 zeros on the dividend. So 15 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. We subtract 7, bring down this 0 over here. 70 divided by 8, that should give us 8. 8 times 8, 64. So we now have 6. We bring down the 0. 60 divided by 8, 7. 7 times 8, 56. We have a 4. 4 divided by 8, can't do it. So we put a decimal and attach a 0 here. 40 divided by 8, we have 5. 5 times 8, we have 40. Now, what if we have decimals divided by decimals? Now, we're going to follow the same method as whole numbers. Now, let's do this. 46.8 divided by 1.2. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the decimal right here after 2. So that means we're going to move the decimal here after 8 as well, because it's only one spot. So 46 divided by 12, we should get 3. 3 times 12, 36. This is 1, 0. Then you bring down an 8. 108 divided by 12 should give us 9. 9 times 12, 108. What about 4.5 divided by 0.18? I have 4.5 here and 0.18. I'm moving 2 units right here. I need to move, so 1 unit here and then another unit right here. So 45 divided by 18, I get it 2. 2 times 18, 36. Subtract. So this is going to give us 9, and then we bring down a 0. 90 divided by 18, 5. 5 times 18, 90. And finally, we have 1.296 divided by 0.36. So we're going to move 2 units this way, 1, 2. So we're going to also move 2 units this way, 1, 2. 129 divided by 36. We're looking at 3. 3 times 36, 108. So we subtract 9 minus 8, 1, 2, minus 0, 2. And then we have a 6. 216 divided by 36. When you do the multiplication, you should see that that would be 36. 6 times 36 is 216. Now, in our new expression, we have 1 decimal place. So we're going to have 1 decimal place here as well. So this is how you deal with dividing decimals.